And okay, so we're recording now. Okay, so would you take a moment to introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure, I'm Anthony Spino. I live in Toms River, New Jersey, and I was introduced to the group probably about 2, 3 weeks ago. Um, I'm in sales. I have a family, my wife, and I have a son. Me and my wife been together for 20 years, and my son's 7.
Oh, that's awesome. So you said that your wife introduced you to the group. So what piqued her interest and thought that you might find it useful?
The nutritional aspect of what you're offering is what she turned me on to.
And why? Tell me a little bit about your history. What were
Well, my history. So I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 2018 of October. It took about 9 months to get diagnosed. January in the beginning of the year of 2018, I had a bad cold. I had a bad cold. I thought I had bad ear infections. My balance was off. Uh, and so I went to the doctor. They gave me medicine. They said, you're going to clear up and basically your balance is going to come back. Like when I would walk, I kind of get a little dizzy, a little weird, but then it would go away. Naturally, it never went away. And the trigger was me and my wife went and bought a bed, and I went to go sign my name. And these days, you don't write that much. I
stress?
couldn't, I couldn't write my name normal. So that's when I turned around to my wife and said, there's something going on. So I can't write my name. So, I was talking to my parents at the time, and they're like, well, maybe you should go to the hospital. So I went to, so maybe I had a stroke or something or whatever. So I went to the hospital. They kept me overnight. They did a CAT scan, an MRI, and pretty much everything came back fine. So they recommended going to a neurologist. And I had a very good neurologist at the time. He ended up leaving, just, he just left his practice for not, we don't know why. The guy that he replaced, the guy that was in practice with him was retiring in a few months. So I was trying to scramble to find a good neurologist. So I finally found one. And, we went through a bunch of, I saw him multiple times, from his evaluation and stuff. The MRIs, I had like a small inflammation on the back right of my brain. They didn't consider it a lesion. And moral of the story is I had to get a spinal tap done.
They're awful.
Yeah. So I had the spinal tap done. And, he said it's either 3 things, it could be viral, it could be Lyme's, or it could be MS. So naturally it came back with MS. I started Tecfidera. I've been on Tecfidera since then. And, so basically over that course of the 3 years, my body was changing a little bit. Different things were happening, like my left thigh, a little part of it was becoming numb. My son, 7 years old, can run way faster than me. I really couldn't run anymore. Balance and the extreme MS fatigue, and stuff. So over the course of the years, my body was doing different things. Some stuff would go away, new stuff would come, and so forth.
What about
But
your childhood? Back up a little bit.
yeah,
Anything happened in childhood that was like weird to you?
well, so now that I look back, not really.
Okay.
Later in life, I had back in 2001, I had two grand mal seizures. So, and I had Lyme's. Honestly, I had Lyme's when I was younger.
Okay.
So, and I had it when I was so young around here that they didn't even really know how to treat it or what it was. I had bilateral Bell's palsy, not one side of my face, my whole side of my face. I had, the joint pain and stuff. So I went to a Lyme's doctor here, and at the time, they put me on a Z-Pack
Yeah. Yeah.
for
They
literally,
back
yeah,
then for a while.
I was on a Z-Pack for like a year,
Oh God.
so that's, between that and those 2 grand mal seizures, other than that, I want to say back in 2012, I had a rare form of pink eye,
Mhm.
which it's like my cornea, it scratched my cornea a little bit or did something. There was like yeah, like it went away. But I mean, ultimately, I mean, when I was younger and stuff, I was very athletic, very active. So it just kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah, of course. And then you're an adult now, you have kids, and now
Yes,
these symptoms come up and you get the MS diagnosis.
right.
Whose idea was it for the medication, the doctor's or yours?
The doctors. I didn't know any better.
Yeah,
You
we all
know, I'm taking medical advice. They're professionals.
right, exactly. That's what I did too. I did beta
Yeah,
for a year.
right.
So how long has it been? A year, 2 years now?
On the Tech Fit Air, well, 2018, so it's about 3 years.
All right, 3 years now. So when did you decide to change up your diet? Tell us about that and what you actually did.
So I decided to change my diet beginning in February.
Why? Were there symptoms?
Why? I could not, I just couldn't take it anymore. The the fatigue, the day-to-day stuff, my wife works in healthcare
Mhm.
and she's works at the hospital, so she works 12-hour shifts. I work from home, so I'm working from home. I'm taking care of our kid. He's homeschooling. So, I mean, people out there that know with the MS fatigue, it's just, for me, it was two things. It was an okay day tired, but then there was those days where it was just like you feel like you got hit by a bus.
Yeah, and you can't choose to power through it. There's no
No,
powering through it. It's all
right,
comes down. It's right now, and it lasts till it lasts. So
right, right.
yeah,
Exactly. I can go days with feeling the MS fatigue not so bad, but then I'm like, okay, I can handle this. But then boom, it
so
hits you.
yeah,
It
yeah.
hits you with that
And
extreme tiredness.
sleep does not help. It's not like you
No,
wake up and you feel refreshed ever.
no, never, never.
Okay, so now
So,
you're at this point.
right. And, I could feel my legs are starting to get a little worse. My joint pain, my right shoulder, I couldn't even reach over and do this.
Wow.
I couldn't even do that. My neck, I couldn't even turn my neck. It was that bad. So I said to my wife, I'm like, I got to do something because, I can't do this anymore. So I started researching and actually I started watching Montel Williams,
Yeah.
and what he kind of did. And, you are what you put in your body. So I turned around to my wife and I said, I'm cold turkeying it tomorrow. I said, I'm cutting out because I was one of those people. I love my sweets, coffee and sugar, you know,
Love.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was one of those people. My son doesn't finish his food. I'm right there eating it, whether it's potato chips or whatever.
Yeah.
So I woke up the next day and I cut cold turkey, sugar, gluten. I went gluten free and carbs.
Wow. Cold turkey.
Cold turkey. I
Rock
was just like,
star.
because I'm the type of person I need to do it that way.
All or nothing.
Because yeah, because if I take a little, it's not going to be a little.
Right.
It took about 4 or 5 days for me to get out of that sugar withdrawal and withdrawal.
Mhm.
Uh, and after that, I woke up the 6th day. I mean, for me, this is how it happened. The 6th day, I woke up not feeling tired. MS fatigue is gone.
Yeah.
I have a clear head, like a totally clear head. I could not
Like
believe it.
someone took the glasses off and you can see
Yes,
again. Yes.
absolutely. And I'm like, okay, so this is weird. I said, I'm only 6 days into this. And all right, I'm going to give it a little while because I'm
I'm
waiting
not
for
gonna
it.
get too excited because
Right,
it's simple. I mean, my God, it's food. How could it be this?
right.
Exactly.
So I basically, yeah, I didn't get excited about it because, because maybe it'll last a few days or a day and then I'm going to feel crappy again. Well, that was February, in the beginning of February. Now we're coming on the end of March and I feel, I feel great
Yeah.
and symptoms are slowly diminishing.
Yes.
It's
And it
unbelievable.
only gets better from here. It only
Right.
gets better from here because you're
Yeah.
giving your body what it needs and your body is responding. So you're going, it's like in a relationship. Like you give
Yeah.
her what she needs, she gives you what you need. And the more you guys each do that, the better the relationship gets.
Right. Right.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, with the
And
same thing with our bodies.
and honestly, I look back, I mean, you know, I was pretty miserable too, you know, just because of how I felt, and it's just I get to see much better, like, the other day I was out with my nieces and nephews and my son, we're playing soccer. Like I haven't done that since then. I was actually able to run around a little bit and kick the ball and stuff.
You get that
Uh,
proud of yourself feeling.
yeah, absolutely. I'm honestly amazed that I did not do this 3 years ago,
Why would you? Don't beat yourself up. I did this.
yeah. And
Why would you? No one told you that. And
right,
why would you believe that
right,
bread and sugar is gonna like heal this whole MS thing that they've been telling me ever since I can remember that is incurable, that my body's attacking itself? Like, why would you think bread and
right,
sugar were
right.
you
You
know?
would never think that. And I was taking the professional medical advice because every time I went to the doctor and for even a second opinion and stuff, even my primary, asking them, oh no, it's not going to really affect, you're just going to eat better, but it's not going to change or make you feel any different. And I can't wait till I go back in May for my visit
Yeah.
to be, and honestly, I've lost 13 pounds too doing it.
Oh yeah, it falls right off, and you don't even feel
So,
like you're working at it because you feel so good.
right, right.
Yeah.
And I'll never go back, just knowing that the way I felt.
You just don't know how good the body can feel until
Right,
you do something like this and you go, oh my God, I had no idea I could live like this. I had no
right.
idea I could have energy at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I have energy through pretty much, my wife says when she comes home, because she gets home at like 7:45, she goes, she goes, you don't look like you got hit by a bus,
Aw.
you know?
And then you guys have time to connect. You guys have time to talk. Whereas before you were just waiting until she walked in the door so you can go to bed, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And I'm glad you brought that up about the neurologist because I forgot to say yesterday in that the video that I did. My neurologist told me because I asked him, like, what if food? What if I change my diet? Would that do anything? He goes, Janine, nothing you eat will ever make your disease any better or worse.
Right.
You're welcome to do what you want, but you're not going to change anything. So I walked back into my neurologist 10 years later and 100 pounds lighter. And he goes, Janine? And I go, yeah, Dr. Ravel, it's Janine. Hi. I was paralyzed and 100 pounds heavier the last time he saw me. I'm like, check me out.
Yeah.
And he goes, what are you doing? So I told him. He goes, you're not on a medication. I said, no, I only did that for a year, Ravel. No, no medication. And he looks at me and I'm waiting, right? I couldn't wait to get it. I'm like, I'm waiting for the praise. I'm waiting for oh my God, this is amazing. I must tell everyone about you.
Right.
He goes, Janine, you are the stupidest patient I have ever had.
Really?
That was my face. I was like, no, you didn't hear me. Yeah. So I didn't get, oh no, I'm frozen. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. I'm frozen because I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb. So that was my son calling. He'll get the picture. So yeah, we have to do this for ourselves and ourselves only because sometimes you just don't get the recognition. I mean, I hope your doctor does. Who's
Yeah.
your neurologist?
John Fitzpatrick
Yeah. Oh,
in
Fitzpatrick.
Neptune. Yes.
Oh, Fitzpatrick. His
Yes.
old partner was Dr. Ravel.
I think it was. I'm not sure.
I sounds familiar, and it's in Neptune.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
Ravel went out on his own about 6 or 7 years ago.
okay. For my seizures back in the day, I used to see Dr. Katz.
Him, I don't know.
No, okay, Dr. Katz. He's head of Central State MS department now.
Oh yeah, I haven't spent too much time there. Last time I was there, I think that's where I got my the spinal tap. That was fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, back to your story. So here you are. You're feeling great.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that's wonderful. So what are you going to do with this information? How are you going to pass it on to another person?
I'm
Thank
gonna.
you. I just
I'm,
want to thank you for doing this because this is
oh,
going to reach a lot of people. And then
absolutely. That's what I do have friends that have MS. I actually picked up the phone and called them and said, "Hey, this is what I did, and this is how I feel. You need to try it."
yeah, that's great.
So, just really like preach my story. If I can help one person, 10 people, you know, let them try it. And like you said, read it, your story the other night, like after a while you tried sugar and it didn't really affect you. You tried this, but the gluten is the one that really got you.
Yeah, I can't touch it. I can't go near it, not
Yeah.
even a tiny bit. The first time though, I had ever accidentally eaten gluten. The last time was a couple months ago. My husband had given me by mistake. He felt so bad. He handed me a bag of potato chips. He's like, "Love, these are amazing. You have to try these." And so I
Right.
did. I had three, and then all of a sudden he turns the bag around. He's like, "I'm so sorry. There was gluten in there, but I only had three of them." And I don't know how sensitive I am because normally when I glutenize myself, it's like a whole pizza.
Right.
No,
Right.
really a whole pizza. That was the time before. So what happens is I'll go down for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and I'll just feel all of those symptoms again. The exhaustion every single day. I'm
Right.
12 hours a day. But this time with the potato chips, I got a rash on my arm.
Oh, wow.
I got a rash on my arm. Now, eczema, psoriasis, that's all a gluten allergy. So my theory is that I have been gluten free for so long. My body is so healthy that it's now able to get that out of my body through the system it uses, your skin.
Right.
So I don't know. Like I said, it was only three potato chips, and I don't want to ever intentionally test it. But
Sure.
it was very interesting to find. I didn't go down at all. My energy remained the same.
Yeah.
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 So what
I
about
mean,
dairy? You do dairy too?
did I, no, I mean, I don't really drink much stuff
Yeah.
dairy wise, except in my coffee, I'll put a little cream in it.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was a cream sugar guy. Without the sugar, it's like I really I
Not
don't
the
need it. I mean, I just, I'll have maybe a cup just to satisfy myself.
Mhm.
I think it's more the sipping,
It's an event.
right,
It's hey,
right,
let's do coffee. You know,
right.
that's what I do. I do. Well, I'm gonna post about it soon, but this is a jacked up dandy blend. I call it.
Okay,
And what it is that dandy blend, and I ordered the mud water off of Facebook, and it was delicious, but it was like $40 a month. I'm like, no, and I was going through it faster than a month. So I
right.
took all the ingredients from the mud water, added it to my dandy blend, and now I call it jacked up dandy blend, and that's what I use. But if you want to sweeten stuff, if you use maple syrup, it's amazing,
Okay,
especially in coffee. I tested it on my daughter. She's like, "Mom, if you didn't see that the coffee was black," she goes, "and you just taste it, you'd think you were drinking creamer." The maple syrup sweetens it so nicely, and the
okay,
maple syrup has minerals in it that you don't get from anywhere else. They're very important to get in every day. So you're doing yourself a favor by having the maple syrup, and you get to sweeten shit too.
okay. That's good to know. I've been doing smoothies too.
Awesome.
So I do unsweetened coconut milk and I do wild berries and throw some stuff in there.
That's
I'll
so
drink
cool.
a smoothie day and honestly, I'll eat a lot of fruit. I'll do my vegetables, chicken, fish. Um,
And that's what's going to starve the virus because you're
right,
not feeding it what it wants. And
right,
that's going to kill the virus because now you're making your immune system strong and weakening the virus. So now it can kill it. And
right.
detox it out with that lemon water in the morning. Even if you don't do the celery juice all the time, do the
Okay,
lemon water in the morning and that will detox it out every day.
okay.
Yeah,
That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely life changing, you
change it.
know. And I don't think I mean, I was diagnosed when I'm 47, so I'm 47 years old now. And I was diagnosed, was at 45, 45, 44.
Yeah. That's great. I'm so glad to hear this, and I hope the other members get inspired by it. I want to start interviewing a lot of the members so that we all see like we're so similar. You know,
Yes,
we're so similar. We're all going through the same thing, and sometimes just hearing that somebody else went through it or is going through it is just
right.
to make you feel normal again.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. It is. It's definitely,
Yeah.
definitely,
Well, this was great. I'm going to end the recording now, and then we'll just do a couple things to say our goodbyes.
okay.
Thank you so much for your time. Hang out while I stop the recording. Wait, pause recording.